Hello lovely people, welcome channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, you probably are new because I'm still building on here and I'm just so excited to share my insights on here, and I'm so thankful and grateful for every single person who went and watched my first video. If you haven't yet, I will leave it somewhere so you can go and watch it if you want to. It's just a really lovely moment for me when I received some messages from people saying that it helped them and they agreed with what I was saying, and that was just such a nice, reassuring moment that I feel like I'm here to do what I really wanted to do, and that ultimately is to guide and help people where I can. Today I want to discuss the horrible words people pleasing. Yeah, we have to talk about it. So, backstory before we go into the discussion and the tips and things like that. Some backstory on me. I have been known in my family as the stubborn, strong-minded child, and this has come through whole life with me. I have been this stubborn, knows what she wants, won't back down child, and this has just gone through to teenagehood and adulthood, and I'm so grateful. There have been times, yes, that it has proven difficult, of course, but I'm so grateful that is an attribute and a quality of mine, and it's something that people have actually come to me and asked me, how do you deal with this situation with strength? How would you argue your case on this? How can I stick up for myself, Caitlin? How can I look after myself? How can I look out for me? And it always feels good when someone asks me this, because I think, yes, you deserve to look after yourself. You deserve to back yourself and prove yourself. Say that your job is being unfair towards you, or say that your friend is talking badly about you, or your girlfriend is not treating you right. There are so many ways you can show your authority, and you don't have to be rude or stoop to anyone's level. That's the best part. It's all about boundaries, and it's all about dropping that people-pleasing manner and being something that someone could just pick up and drop whenever they want. We don't want that here. That's not welcome. What's welcome here is standing strong, standing tall, and knowing exactly who you are and what you're here to do. As I said, I was that child, and as I said, it has given me problems in life, of course, arguments maybe, but ultimately it's helped me get out of situations that could have been dangerous. It's helped me find the bestest friends that I could ever get. It's helped me have the most healthy and loving relationship of my entire life. The relationship I actually think I will marry this person, which is insane to me because I never thought that with my previous. So that's an amazing feeling. And just being able to understand how to set boundaries and stick up for yourself and not be a doormat to the people and what they want in life, but be the very thing that drives you in what you want to do in your life. Nobody else matters when you have you. First, I would like to discuss what is people pleasing. People pleasing is putting other people's needs, putting other people's wants, putting other people in general before you, above you. People pleasing is allowing other people to make those decisions for you, and people pleasing is letting that person dictate your world. Where does people pleasing come from? People pleasing comes from so many different things. It could come from your childhood. It could come from parents who expected so much from you growing up. It could come from parents that wanted you to get the A's and the B's in your grades, and they wanted you to be the best child in the school. And every simple little mistake you made as a child, they scolded you for it, and they told you off, and they made you feel really miserable about it. It could even come from the other parenting style of complete neglect. Parents that didn't praise you or didn't give you the love and the appreciation and the warmth that you needed. So therefore you always felt like you were in competition and had to prove yourself to them, and you still didn't get anything from them. So as you're an adult, you're still craving that attention, you're still craving that love and affection that you never got as a child, but you're finding it elsewhere. And that is so common these days. I've seen so many people who say, I try to prove myself to the world because my world, when I was young, my parents, they didn't believe in me. They didn't give me the love and the feedback and the appreciation that I really felt that I should have got. And that's just so important as a parent. Any parents watching, it's just such an important thing, right? To be able to say to your child, you can go and get the achievement you want. You can go and get the goal you want. It's so good to be able to reaffirm to children that they made a mistake, but they can fix it. They did something wrong the first time, but they could do it right the second time. This kind of affirmation is just so important. People pleasing could also come from relationship problems and friendship problems. Say you've had a really traumatic experience in a relationship where nothing was ever right for that person, and you were always getting told nothing was ever right for them. That could be a major reason why you could come out of that relationship and still feel like you're trying to prove yourself. Because ultimately, people pleasing is proving yourself. It's this hidden secret inside of you that you're so sorry if you're not doing the right thing. It's self-esteem. It's having a really low self-esteem to the point that you don't believe that they would like you if you didn't do the things they were asking you to do. If you were chose, I really want to go to sleep right now, but your partner's saying, oh, come on, stay awake. I want you to stay awake. I want us to do this. But you say, no, I'm really tired. I want to go to sleep now. But they keep prodding you. Hey, I want to stay awake. I want us to do this. You might think in your head, my boyfriend, he won't like me. He won't like me anymore if I do this, or he might argue with me. And I want to please him. So I'm going to keep myself awake so that he is happy. This is a really small form of it, but this is such a common thing because I had this multiple times. This is why I'm using this, because in my previous relationships, I've had this before, where I thought in my head, I'm just going to do it because I can't be bothered for the argument. I'm going to stay awake. I'm going to not say that ever again. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that because it makes him happy. It makes her happy. It makes them happy. It's so dangerous because then it strips you from who you are. And I think sometimes the relationship dynamic of people pleasing can be one of the most damaging because you're learning these things and you're taking them into the new relationships with you. So in the end, you're repeating cycles of this people pleasing and this tendency where people could just walk over you like a doormat. So let's discuss, how do we get out of people pleasing, boost our self-esteem, get confident, and start pleasing ourselves first. So the first thing I think is really important is understanding what your values and your morals are. What are the things, the core values and the core things in your life that you believe in? Whether it's world affairs, whether it's business, whether it's culture, race, feminine, masculinity, whether it's animals and animal rights, whether it's just simply family values and how you feel about life in general in front of you. Figure out, what are those things? Are you? What's your core values? And this is such an important thing. One of my therapists, she asked me, I was having identity problems. I used to suffer so much with BPD, borderline personality disorder, right? And my therapist asked me, what are your values? What do you believe in? Who are you like inside? Yes, you like colouring in sometimes. You like writing poetry. You go on runs occasionally, but what are the core values or something you really believe in strongly? And I listed a few things, right? And one of the biggest things was that I didn't like judgment. I don't like it when people judge others. I don't like judging people myself. I don't like the feeling of judgment in myself. I don't like it when people judge me based on my cover. There's something I feel so strongly about. I think I've always felt strongly about. And this was a really big value for me. So figuring out those values helps you then understand in the future what you would want to say yes or no to, what you would want to argue your case for, what you would want to actually involve in. Say you're with certain people who have a completely different value system to you. Say you get into a group of friends and they all have completely different values to you and they're making actions every single day that you do not align with. It's going to be so hard for you to remain confident when you don't know your values. You don't know that you don't like that. You don't know that you don't like the actions they're taking in life. To know that and to really be that person that you want to be is so important, because it means that you're gonna go towards the people that you don't have to people please because you're on the same wavelength. But also, like I said, it's being able to know those morals and those values because your identity is so important. So being able to argue your case in certain situations, be able to make a point. No, I don't want to eat that meat. I'm a vegan. I don't care if you don't like, I'm a vegan. By the way, I'm not vegan. But if you are, don't let people talk you into doing something or thinking a certain way, or this whole ick culture. Oh no, don't do that, it gives me the ick. Oh my god, everything gives you the ick. The internet gets the ick from people breathing, for goodness sake. Just do you. If that's your moral, that's your belief, that's the core thing you believe in, go for it. Don't let them tell you, oh hey, I don't like that. Okay. And the next one is over apologizing. We all make mistakes. I've had people make mistakes towards me. I've made mistakes towards other people. We all do it. We're human. We didn't come with a rule book or a guide on how to live life. But for the love of Caitlin, please don't keep saying sorry. Don't keep saying, right, there are characters out there who love a sorry. So say you upset them. You said something to hurt them, right? And they say, hey, I don't like that. I don't like that you think that way. I don't like that you said that. Sure, I'm sorry if I offended you. I didn't mean to offend you, I'm sorry. But don't make me say it 13 times. Don't. Why are you making me get on my knees? Over apologizing is giving somebody power, especially if all you did was speak the truth or speak on how you feel about something, speak on your emotions. People like to sometimes say, oh my god, that's not fair. Say sorry to me. No, I'm not going to apologize for how I feel. I'm not going to apologize because you didn't like my opinion. I'm not going to apologize for those things. I'm not going to apologize because you're so sensitive to what anyone could say. You literally shatter in pieces. There is a time where you need to be apologetic. There is a time when you need to know what mistakes have been made and where you can do better. And there is a time where someone will milk the cow and make you say sorry for the rest of your life. Remember in June 2015 when... No, Caroline, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. Actually, I do, because all you do is remind me of it. It's just some people's way to gain that power and that control, and you've got to understand when is a sorry. And don't apologize for how you feel. Don't apologize. I'm here to tell you, if you wonder in your head, is it okay that I'm feeling this way? Yes, your feelings are valid. Your feelings are literally your emotions. It's okay to feel guilty, fine. If you feel shame, fine. If you feel sadness, anger, warranted, so fine. Don't let someone tell you, hey, you need to apologize for that. Next one. So we hear this next one all over the internet, and I understand that this is just words at this point, but they actually really do have weight. Boundaries. Setting boundaries specifically. You need to go into friendships, relationships, situations, and you need to set boundaries quite early on. Now, if you haven't done that, now's your time. It's never actually too late to set a boundary, if I'm honest, but if you could do it early on into the friendship, the relationship, the work relationship, whatever it may be, do it. Set the boundary. This is what this could look like. At work, it could look like your boss telling you, hey, why are you not online? It's 6:30. And you telling them, well, I finish at 6. And them saying, oh, well, I thought maybe you would want to be online because you're trying to get that promotion. And you saying, I finish work at 6. My laptop closes at 6. That's what my friend always tells me. Caitlin, my laptop closes at 5:30. She said anyone who's trying to reach me can get me the next morning. And she's so right. Right? Come on. What job needs you to be doing overtime? Unless you're a doctor, fair enough. It's people's lives. But it's setting that boundary early. It's saying, hey, we don't do that around here, but I appreciate you trying. Which could look like this. When people make jokes, you're in a crowd and someone's like, haha, Caitlin did that. Caitlin said that. Caitlin looks like that. Don't make a joke about me. I'm not class clown here. I'm just Caitlin, personally. I'm not Caitlin the clown, I'm just Caitlin. So don't make a joke about me. Tell them, don't make a joke about me. Don't just, tell them. The thing is, if you don't tell them, don't make a joke about me, don't joke at my expense, they're gonna keep doing it. Tell them, and if they don't like the fact you told them, what kind of friend is that anyway? Do you want them as a friend? Really? I don't. Personally, I don't want them as a friend. Same with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Boundaries. They go and mess you around. They don't respond to you for a day because they're out with someone, because they're out with their friends. Fine, but they didn't even think about you. You're going back to them and you're saying, it's okay. Is it okay? Are you gonna let them keep doing that to you now? Come on. Like, Boundaries. This is what boundaries are. It's making a common theme with someone. It's setting the tone that this is not okay. I don't appreciate that. I don't like that. That doesn't work for me. And if you do this again, we can't be friends. We can't be together. We don't have the same morals. We don't have the same values in life. Another way people pleasing can manifest itself is seeking validation. Asking others, begging others for validation, to be heard. You might hear this when people are like, oh, that person's posting on social media for validation. I think everyone posts on social media for validation. Because we're going to put it into that perspective. I think we all but I think we all post pictures for some kind of validation, right? But there is a certain validation that people pleasers want. They'll go to the high heavens. They will search far and wide for this validation. And they'll do anything to obtain the feeling of validation. And it could look like some of your friends, some of your girlfriends, right? They see a guy and suddenly they drop you in a second and they don't even pay attention to you. Or they use jokes at your expense in front of this guy to make themselves look better and to get that male validation. A lot of people will go out of their way to get validation. A lot of people will go out their way to find it and they fiend for it. And some people will ruin their life just to get validation. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's usually something to do with the lack of validation they had when they were younger, in the childhood, from their parents. Their parents didn't validate them, their parents didn't give them that confidence when they were younger, so they have to find it externally, elsewhere. Some ways that I was able to combat wanting or needing validation from others was, firstly, a social media detox. So if you have a problem with, not have a problem, I guess just sometimes fall into the trap of counting likes or wanting to know if people are actually giving you that validation online or dating apps and things, I'd say just delete all of it for 2 months. Give yourself a complete 2-month detox where your phone ain't shit. Just leave it to the side and give yourself that proper time to just take in what's around you. What is life? What is it? What has it got to offer? Go out in nature. Go out and ground yourself. Online and digital is great and it has so many opportunities, but it also gives you the reason to find validation from anything and anyone. Is cut off social media, just 2 months. I'm not asking you to do it forever. Just cut it off. If you want to find internal, you have to fight external. You have to get rid of the fake luxuries and the fake lifestyle. You have to remember where you come from. You have to remember your morals. And time for yourself does not mean scrolling social media. Another thing that I would recommend is journaling. Now, journaling is like, people always like, dear diary. That seems a bit stupid. It's not stupid. It's such a good idea. You're literally writing your thoughts and your feelings out on paper. You're making them a reality. So even if you want to, at the end of the day, write 1 page, scribble up the page in your hands and throw it in the bin. You've got all of that out there. Like, you've got everything inside, you've got it all out there. The anger you might feel because you had to do something that you didn't want to do, or the way you might feel about a certain friend, you haven't clarified that in your head yet. But to write it on paper means that you're confirming to yourself that this is a feeling that you're having. And this is a validated emotion. You're validating your writing this out and seeing it on paper. Journaling is also just good to clear the mind. It's good to sit there, write out your thought, and just think about, what do you want to do? What do you want to do today? Not what does Katie want to do today? What do you want? Something that's really important when it comes to trying to break the cycle of pleasing others and forgetting about yourself is actually just as simple as trying every single day to give yourself a bit of self-compassion. Being compassionate towards yourself, looking after yourself, feeding yourself with foods that nourish you and make you happy and make you healthy. Being able to take yourself out for the day and enjoy yourself. And sometimes just breaking away. I'm not saying cut people off or cut ties with humans in general. I'm saying break away from that for a moment and cut the noise so you can sit in the quietness of yourself. And like I said earlier, just really know who you are as a person. I think it's just important to have a backbone and to be able to say, I don't like this. I don't agree with that. I don't want that in my life. I'm not wasting another year with somebody who is just going to drain me emotionally and physically. That whole thing of when you're in a bad relationship and your skin gets bad and you look tired and you feel exhausted, it's true, it's real. It's the person is zapping and draining all the life out of you, and you're allowing it. And something as little as just allowing somebody to make you tired is people pleasing, because you're not pleasing yourself. Why do you not care about yourself? Why do you not please yourself? Why do you not think, what can make me happy today? What's gonna make me feel good today? It could be the confidence thing. You need to boost your self-esteem. You need to boost your confidence. You need to trust yourself. When you say you're gonna drink a liter of water, you drink a liter of water. When you say you're gonna go to the gym, you go to the gym 3 times a week. You believe yourself, because you start to get a pattern of, hey, I'm actually doing the things that I said I was gonna do. Therefore, I'm not to be messed with, because I make promises and I keep them. And you look at yourself in the mirror and you start to become energy and flowing and bright and glowy, and people don't want to mess with you because you have this thing, you have this soul and this aura that people just, they don't want to. And there's this thing I actually heard one time when I was watching a podcast. Somebody said, oh, I know this girl. And she said, I'm not going to say her name, but she was like, when I'm around her, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to be stupid or act stupid or dumb. I want to be like upright and be like a proper person, because I know that she's just so cool. She's not to be messed with. She just knows herself. She knows her confidence, and it makes me want to be confident. And that is the aura that you want to give off. And when people say, oh, become your best version of yourself, fake it till you make it. Something I think it was Mel Robbins said was, you're not faking it. You're doing it. You are literally intentionally being the best version of you. And the best version of you is a confident and happy and glowing being. That's the confident, happy version of you. And you're not faking it, because it's you, and you're allowing everything in the world to take out the goodness in you. So instead of being worldly, because in Christianity we talk about worldly and putting your whole world and your life into the world, take away and just put it into yourself. You are the world. You are this amazing floating being, and you have all the opportunities to make such an impact in this world. You are here right now, living, breathing, glowing, looking your best, feeling your best. You have every opportunity to change your life. You have every opportunity to let people know who is boss. You have every opportunity to glow. That's just incredible. You literally are a miracle, and you get to make your own decisions. You get to go into meeting and run the meeting. You get to stand there with the board behind you and tell everyone in the room what's going on. You get to tell your friends, hey, we're doing this. You get to tell your boyfriend, I don't want to do that. That doesn't make me happy. You get to tell your parents, I don't want to talk about that. Who are you, a prisoner? To be forced into other people's narratives? No, you're a free being. You're so free. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this is helpful. And if you are dealing with people-pleasing tendencies, I know how hard that can be. And if you're in a situation that you are struggling to get out of, I'm sending you the most love, confidence, healing, luck that you could ever get. And I hope to see you in my next video. If no one has told you today, I love you.